Warriors fans, take a breath, because what's happening in San Francisco right now goes far beyond basketball. This isn't just about scores or stats. It's about legacy, belief, and what happens when a dynasty stares at the edge of its lifespan and refuses to fade. Over the years, we've watched this team challenge the impossible. They didn't just win, they reinvented how basketball is played. They turned the game into something beautiful, almost artistic. But time is unforgiving. And now, even Stephen Curry's golden empire is starting to feel the toll of age, injuries, and hard decisions. In the middle of all this, a new name has surfaced, a name powerful enough to rewrite the future of the NBA, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Before diving into this storm of rumors, dreams, and reality checks, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, would you risk the future for one last shot at glory? Because that's exactly what's dividing the Warriors front office right now. When the offseason began, several teams quietly watched Giannis' situation in Milwaukee. But one name started to rise from the shadows: the Golden State Warriors. It began with subtle signs: a dinner in San Francisco, a public appearance, a few photos on social media. And then, the whispers grew louder. Could Giannis really wear blue and gold? Could he stand beside Curry under the bright lights of Chase Center? For a brief moment, the entire NBA paused. Analysts and fans everywhere asked the same question: is this real, or just another off-season illusion? According to ESPN's Anthony Slater, the Warriors initially seemed indifferent. He said the organization poured cold water on the idea during a podcast. But then he reminded everyone, that's exactly what they did with Jimmy Butler last year. They denied it, dodged questions. And weeks later, Butler was wearing a Warriors jersey, ready for battle beside Curry. That's the thing about Golden State. They've mastered the art of silence. They say little, plan carefully, and strike when no one expects it. This time, though, the situation feels different. The Warriors dynasty, built on chemistry, brilliance, and heart, stands at a turning point. Curry, still dazzling at 37, now carries the calm look of someone who knows his time is limited. Jimmy Butler brings that relentless energy, the true Warriors spirit, yet even he feels the physical strain of so many wars. Draymond Green remains the heartbeat, fierce, emotional, unpredictable, but his temper, suspensions, and mental wear are constant challenges. And Al Horford, wise and steady, is a reminder of both experience and mortality. Then there's the future: Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, Brandon Podziemski, and Trace Jackson Davis. They represent youth, hope, and what lies ahead. They are the bridge between what once was and what could be. But sometimes, to build tomorrow, you must sacrifice today. And that's exactly what's at stake. Because to bring Giannis in, nearly everything else must go. Players, draft picks, and maybe even the very essence of this team's identity. Behind closed doors, the debate is fierce. Some executives and coaches want to honor the current cycle, to let it end naturally without drastic change. Others argue the opposite, that the time is now. Curry and Butler deserve one more real run at a championship, one last dance worthy of their legacy. Slater reports that, for now, the organization doesn't truly believe a Giannis trade will happen. But silence has never meant inactivity for Golden State. This is the team that shocked the world in 2022 when everyone thought the dynasty was dead. And they rose again. If history teaches us anything, it's that you never count out the Warriors. The thought of Giannis joining Golden State isn't just a trade rumor, it's a vision. It's the union of two forces: Curry's precision and Giannis's unstoppable strength. It's the past and future touching, if only for a moment. Imagine a game in San Francisco. Curry orchestrates the offense. Butler moves off the ball. Draymond commands the defense. And then Giannis cuts to the rim, catches the pass, and detonates a dunk that shakes the arena. The Chase Center erupts. The NBA watches in stunned silence. That's the dream lighting up every fan's imagination. But turning that dream into reality would come at a massive cost. Giannis has one of the biggest contracts in the league. Milwaukee would demand an enormous return. Multiple first-round picks, young talent, and maybe even salary gymnastics to make it work. Such a move could leave the Warriors' roster thin, exposed, and financially restricted. Yet, it could also make them instant title favorites. That's the kind of dilemma that separates great franchises from immortal ones. Inside the Chase Center, patience is another topic. Some believe waiting is the smarter move. Giannis could become a free agent in 2027, the same year Curry and Butler's contracts expire. Coincidence? Maybe not. To some, it feels like fate aligning for something monumental. If the Warriors wait, they could preserve their assets, develop their young core, and strike when the stars align. But will time allow such patience? The clock never stops. Curry knows that better than anyone. He feels the weight of opportunity, the pull of one last run, one last ring, one final chapter. Right now, the team is still searching for its identity. The preseason started with 3 wins in 4 games, a sign of hope. The offense looks alive again. Veterans and young players are beginning to connect. But no one is blind to the truth. The road to the playoffs is long, and the Western Conference has never been tougher. The 2025 Warriors stand divided between 2 timelines. One side carries the glory of the past, the legends who built this empire. The other holds the promise of the future. And in between lies a decision that could redefine everything. Hold on to experience or start anew. There's something poetic about this chapter. Curry, at 37, still wears that same smile that once enchanted the world, though now it hides the wisdom of sacrifice. Butler, the fearless competitor, sees Golden State as his chance to prove again that leadership isn't taught, it's lived. Draymond, the emotional spark, keeps the fire alive, even through chaos. And Horford, the calm veteran, balances the storm with composure and grace. Together, they carry not just skill, but history, and they know each season could be their last together. So how far should they go for one last dream? Should they give up young talent and future picks for a fleeting moment of greatness? Or should they trust time and growth? Maybe the answer isn't in numbers, but in heart. Because this team was never built on stats alone. It was built on courage, emotion, and the willingness to break the mold. They changed basketball once. Maybe now they'll redefine how a dynasty ends. The Knicks are rumored to be leading the race for Giannis. They have the picks, the prospects, the flexibility. But in the NBA, nothing is certain. Milwaukee still believes in Giannis's loyalty. He's expressed faith in the Bucks' competitiveness. Yet everyone knows, things can change overnight. One bad season, one early playoff exit, and everything opens up again. And when that happens, the Warriors will be there, patient, prepared, ready, because the Warriors' story has never been just about basketball. It's about belief, unity, and the invisible bond between players and fans. Even as titles fade into memories, something eternal remains. The golden jerseys shine, the sound of a three-pointer slicing the air, the roar of San Francisco's crowd. Maybe this isn't the end. Maybe it's the start of something new. Wiser, deeper, more human. A legacy reborn. So, Warriors fans, this is the time to believe. Every rumor carries a spark of possibility. Even at dusk, the fire of greatness still burns. Giannis or not, this team remains a symbol of spectacle, passion, and resilience. Now tell us, Would you trade the future for Giannis today? Or would you wait, letting destiny align the stars in 2027? Drop your thoughts below, hit like, and subscribe to follow every twist in this golden saga. Because if there's one thing the Warriors have proven, greatness never fades. It only changes form. And maybe, just maybe, we're witnessing the beginning of the next chapter of the Golden State legend.